What's going on, guys? We're back. Don't mind this absolute planet on my eye. I got a bit of a boo-boo there, so just get that out of the way so I don't get all the comments about like, dude, what's wrong with your eye? So we got part two here, or technically this is part three of the how's it go? Oh, Blood and Sweat Direct Action Part 2, but this is Part 3 for us because we're breaking this video up into a few different sections. So before we start, do me a favor, go check out Special Group Athena. Check out their Instagram, their YouTube, also DIU Legion, because Athena is a part of DIU Legion. I'll link their channels in the descriptions and in the title of the video. Also, please like, share, subscribe. We're trying to hit 50,000 subs here on this channel, you guys. All support is appreciated more than you know. Like, I know every YouTuber says, a like means the world to me, blah, blah, blah. It actually does. Like, it makes a huge difference because it pushes this content out to other people. So please like, share, subscribe. We've got our Discord for anybody looking to come to Ukraine, join a fighting unit, or other things, ways of volunteering in Ukraine. Jump in the Discord. We also keep our uncensored content over there for our members, and we got our merch. We got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool shit, man. Check it out. Link in description. Okay, we can jump into it here, guys. Make sure I'm not missing anything. If you haven't watched the last part, make sure you do. We are right in the middle of. Oh, by the way, shout out to the homie 50. Right, 50 reached out to me today and was able to talk with him a bit. So that was really cool. Very cool guy. Shout out to 50. And Blue and Grizz, man, all of them great guys. So, I haven't met Grizzly personally, but Blue and 50 have recently talked to both of them. So let's go.
Right to the end. And on each other. And
fucking waffling, dude. That's how you guys call it in the comments. You should quit waffling.
that's why you have to have people you can trust. And they did a fucking absolutely outstanding job. He took some severe wounds. Like I told you, the one on behind his trap was fucking the gash on it. You'll see a picture. If it was a couple of inches high, he'd be dead. It would have fucking done his throat. And they continued fighting right to the end. And that's something. And look at us now. We're still sat here. We're still regrouping and ready to go back. And these are brothers that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. You can't get this anywhere else. But at this point, they're heavily injured as well. So they're still in the firefight. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. They're still in the firefight. They're running low on ammunition. So I'm now saying, is take a breath now. Nothing, everybody's scared on that position. The enemy, I mean, they're not coming out of these holes. So I know they're not going to try and start coming forward because of how much fire went down on them. So at this point, we're trying to regroup, understand the situation. And it's a fucking evaluation of how much ammunition we got, how many casualties we got. So then I'm saying, right, what's another guy, a call sign, I'll call call sign Y. What's his status? What's his situation? And he said, I don't know. He's unresponsive. And I've gone, what do you mean unresponsive? He's gone, I think he's unconscious. I said, look, you need to fucking crawl to him and see what's wrong with him. Okay, we're crawling to him now. So then they've crawled up to him. It then came over the radio, he's KIA. That kind of like threw me back a little bit. I was like, fuck. But at the same time, we haven't got time for emotion. We need to win the fight, and these guys need to carry on fighting. So me acting like a bitch over the radio is not going to happen. So I've gone, okay, no problem. I'm straight on the radio now to command. We have a KIA. They're saying how did it happen? I'm giving a brief description, but at the same time, I'm trying to stay focused on the situation.
Once we got wind on the radio that someone was injured, I honestly thought I heard it was Grizzly that was dead. Now, I've been with Grizzly since he came through the basic training. And I was quite a big shock to me and one of the other guys as well, because we were all quite close in training. But through the fog of war, these things happen, and eventually we realised, right, no, it's not Grizzly. So that kind of built our spirits a little bit, and then we just mainly avoiding the hellish amount of drones that were covering us at that point, because the drones were crazy. They were really crazy.
Fucking hectic.
We had drones landing, FPVs landing mere meters away, not exploding.
Shrapnel? Shrapnel? This is enemy.
We're now trying to locate where the
Let me change my position. My shirt's got the similar pattern as the couch. And anyways,
enemy is. We're calling in fire support from drones, FPVs and the bomber. And they came in fucking no end. Again, they nearly hit the guys, but that's not like through human error. That's because they don't quite know where the enemy is. We knew it was within this area, 3 big tree areas, bushes, whatever you want to call them, and they was concealed very well. So what was happening, we was smashing down in all of these areas, and the right flank fire team was giving down fire support, firing them with the grenade launchers. One of the assault guys was fucking smashing the further back positions. They was taking gunfire, returning gunfire. The guys in this fire team, balls of steel, FPV drones was trying to locate them. They shot a couple of FPV drones down. But the situation was starting to grow a bit concerning, because in a minute they're going to get located to where they are. So I said to my 2IC, I said, limit your return fire, because I don't want you to give your position away. All I'm concentrating on is clearing this position.
Fire right, blue.
So I said to Hakeem, I said, look, you need to get up and throw grenades in there. He kept trying to crawl forward. They took a few more bursts of gunfire from the PKM. Then it went quiet. It went really quiet. We all regrouped. We're trying to set a plan. And I said to Hakeem, I said, I think we've got them. I said, I think we've got them, because we laid down more of the 40 mil. We laid down lots more machine gun fire. I said, I think we got them. I said, we've not heard nothing. This must have been like an hour. I said, right, crawl up. I said, I'll give you fire support. Crawl up and just listen. So then I'm standing there listening on the radio, waiting for him to crawl up and listen. Now you can hear people moving, you can hear people talking, where nothing's been returned from this particular position from them, because, at this point as well, I said, and when you crawl up, get the guy that was KIA, I said, get his weapon, get his magazines, and give that to the machine gunner and get him to use that weapon, because he was out of ammunition.
Once I crawled to him, I took his weapon and his magazines. Also his grenades that were left, throw them at their position and start shooting back with it.
So what happened, as they've crawled up, they've got the weapon in the magazines, they're set into position, and then he's gone, I can hear them, they're moving around, I can hear them. And the 2IC said, no, that's me. And he said, well, unless you speak fucking Russian, I can fucking hear them. I said, right, pull back. And I jumped down in and just laid two or three clips, fucking absolutely obliterated that part of the tree line. Tell Eric to copy me in. Tell Eric, get him on there and tell him to direct my shot.
Eric, come in. This is Kelly.
This is Denis.
Hakeem, correct machine gun fire. Correct the machine gun fire. Up the tree line.
And still nothing. They're still fucking there. So at this point, it's now settling in on their heads that we've got a KIA, there's one injured, these 2 guys are injured. So the 2IC said, why don't we pull back? I'll pull back to you, we'll regroup, we'll go up, we'll get the body, and then maybe try to assault that position. And I said, how? Like, how are you going to pull back, mate? Like, because I can see the position, like, it is a shitty situation. Then the suggestion was to come across this part of the field. I didn't like it, so I said, no, so I'm on the radio to the command. They said, no, we're going to send something heavier.
nice. Anti-tank mine on that, I think. Beauty. Love to see that.
To try to, because at this point, none of it made any sense. But what we later found out, they was in a blindage. There was a blindage there. It wasn't a foxhole, it was a blindage. That's why we couldn't, they was just literally going in the cover every time. So at this point, I kept saying we need to take the position, and the guys kept trying. They kept trying and kept trying. And then what happened, it started turning fucking hectic because they now, the guys, the enemy that was in this position, have now, in their fucking retarded brains, have realised that they're surrounded by my fire teams. It took them like fucking 6 hours because they're spastics. They're now calling in fire support from their drones. We thought it was a friendly vampire drone. And then I'm saying, so the vampire drone dropped down around, and my 2AC saying, no, he needs to go back. He's directing me to direct to the command. And the command's going, we haven't sent a vampire drone. It's still loading up, because they said it was going to take about 40 minutes to reload it with ammunition. And I was like, huh. And then we was like kind of having a bit of a giggle. Well, we're not going to turn down free help, like, because we thought it was friendly. Then it moved over to where the other fire team was, and started nearly dropping on them. Now, these guys in this position here got fucking smashed all day long. PKMs, small arms fire. They got grenaded. There was fucking mines on the ground.
I have GoPro footage, nearly getting shot in the face, and without even thinking, like, I could feel the round pass mere inches from my face, and it's just a case of boom, down, because I broke my cover. So this guy must have been watching me. So I break my cover, 1, 2, 3, zip, I'm down, spraying. My guys return fire after I give a fire indication. Target 12 o'clock, blah blah blah. They start firing. Once they start firing, I move my position and I give more fire again.
Whoa! Contact! Contact 12!
Fucking hell. Jesus.
This is how fucking close I was to getting fucking shot, man. I was facing this way though. Like I was right here. I could feel the heat coming past my fucking face, man. Fuck me.
Now they're getting smashed by fucking drones and FPVs. And they stayed there the whole time. They got more balls than anyone I've ever fucking met. They fucking stayed there, and they wanted to continue fighting. So I said to them at this point, guys, just hold the sector. I need to reevaluate. My main thing in my mind right now was, if they control the sector, I'm going to pull this fire team to me, then I'm going to take 2 guys over, we're going to grab the body of the KIA, and we're going to pull him back, and then we're going to regroup. Because at this point, we can't locate the position, we need more information on this situation, we're running low on ammunition, we've got injured, fucking 30% of the team's down, 40% of the, 20 or 30% of the team's down. So I then said, right, maybe move your fire team across to me. At this point, that bomber drone now is trying to find this fire team. I can see it manoeuvring across, and there's Mavics and FPVs in the air, and this is all enemies. This isn't ours. So I said to them, right, manoeuvre across to me. We're going to give bursts with the machine gun into the tree line. What our biggest worry was when they was crossing, because we didn't know where the enemy was, as they was crossing across, they were just going to get dinged. That was my biggest worry. Because they couldn't maneuver. Every time they tried to maneuver up in this particular area to come around the back to take out this position, they was taking gunfire, and we didn't know where the gunfire was coming from. So it was a fucking shit decision that I had to make right at this point. It was either take a risk here or take a risk and keep them there, and then end up losing the whole team. So I made the decision to pull them back towards me. We started giving some bursts of the machine gun. So the 2AC came first, just so all the guys could see that it was safe and it was safe to cross. He's come fucking sprinting across. Now this guy is a Terminator. He's a fucking beast, a stud. He's come running across. He's got into me. But now, like, he's trying to catch his breath. Now I can see the other 2 guys pulling one of the other guys into cover over there. And I'm like, and they're screaming over the radio, and we couldn't understand what they were saying because he was speaking it in fucking Spanish. And then he calmed down, and we could see that the other guy was injured.
So they went first. I was with the MG4, the slightly smaller baby version of this. I decided to go to the rear just in case anything. I could turn around and spray in case some pedals popped up. And I'm like, Geordie's fell. Like, oh shit, maybe wearing all his equipment, blah blah blah, tired. We need to get him up. And I come over to him, he's applying a tourniquet. I'm like, fuck, right. So I end up having a look at his foot and he's missing his foot. So we decide to drag him to the nearest piece of cover, which was probably 60, 70 metres away. Within total view of potential pedals, and drones above us and friendly fire supporting us on our retreat, almost literally above us to our right hand side over our heads as well. So we drag him over. I noticed that obviously in the confusion and the hectic nonsense going on in his head, he's not applied his tourniquet correctly. He's applied it quite low. So given that we're still in a battlefield and it's care under fire, I quickly, rather than messing about with the tourniquet he's got on, I quickly apply another one high and tight.
Pro move.
Drag him in a little bit further, and then that's where we decide what we're going to do. I assess Geordie. With the full amputation, I realised that, okay, the bleeding has stopped. The reason why I know this is because he was in a lot of pain, and he wanted to put his foot higher, which would also help alleviate the lack of blood loss. So I put what remains of his foot on my bag, and there's very minimal blood dripping on my bag.
What we found out was obviously he stood on some kind of explosive, a mine or whatever. They're now trying to carry him before any fault, before any word. My two ACs just ran directly out there, grabbed him. Bear in mind, he's got all his equipment on. This guy is a big guy. Picked him up on the shoulder and ran back into the tree line. I'm trying to get everybody into the tree line because the enemy can see us now, and disperse. We're now rearranging the tourniquet because there was a tourniquet in his pocket and it just wasn't working. So we're trying to do that with this, and FPV drones exploded there. Well, it didn't explode, it kind of caught fire. So I don't know if it got shot down or if a jammer got it. But now I'm scared for everybody here because there's too many of us in this particular area. One mortar shell, we would have all copped it. So I'm shouting all the guys to disperse. We then get the casualty. We manoeuvre him into like a small foxhole blindage.
Need to open the other one. Open the other one. Because you see the color flag, and these guys said there is no evacuation. Okay, so I'm gonna open this now. No, 1 second.
Now the job is everything. The only priority right now is we have to evacuate him.
And then we get a call through the radio that, okay, start working your way back. And I think in the confusion, all the rounds going off overhead, drones, Geordie somehow confuses that for, we're going to come back for you. So I just assured Geordie that we were going to come back and get him. So at which point I was like on top of him, not like, but looking over, like bro, like you're my bro. I'm not going to fucking leave you here. Like fuck that, you're coming with us. So we grabbed him, grabbed our weapons and as much equipment as we could. I made sure to grab Geordie's patches, which unfortunately still got lost somehow. And we evacuated them through the minefield, looking for more potential butterfly mines. And then 50, 60, 70 metres out maybe from the tree line, a big German stud Stahl just came running out of nowhere, grabbed Geordie up on the shoulders. Geordie's a big guy. Geordie weighs like 100 kilos.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, he's a heavy guy. Even 6 guys on a stretcher is a struggle, but Stahl, boom, out, picked Geordie up, and got him back for the last little leg, which I was shitting myself because I was like, what if they hit another fucking mine? I was like, fuck off. It's like, we've got it, it's fine. But no, he grabbed him. But that was all that was going through my mind at that time, was like more mines. Like, all of us could have taken a mine at that point, or none. You never really know your luck. But thankfully, Stahl made it back without hitting another mine. And then the process of triaging Geordie with our medic started, and I decided to find a little bunker and take a breather, and just chill out for 10 minutes after what had just happened. He was very compass mentis. He was aware that he had hit a mine. He was aware of how much pain he was in. He wasn't screaming in agony or anything.
He fucking wasn't, was he? Nah, he was fucking solid.
But he knew what was going on. Like I said, the fog of war, you can mishear things. So he was scared. He was scared when he heard or somehow overheard that we were going to come back and get him, i.e. leaving him there on that position on his own. But once I confirmed to him that I was taking him with me, he was like, okay, cool. And then from that point on, I didn't really see Geordie much, just because we had new taskings. He was being dealt with medics. I don't want to get in the way. I'm not one of these people who, I need to get my phone out, take pictures, or look at me, I've got someone's blood on me, I'm so cool, blah, blah, blah.
Spastics.
I just retreated back, just kept my sectors, just made sure Russians didn't try start coming after us after we had retreated while Geordie was being dealt with in the blindage.
So the other two guys now have pulled back. They're injured as well, but they don't give a fuck. I told them, guys, self-aid yourself. I need to deal with this. Just take cover and regroup. So that's exactly what they did.
So they've got effectively what I would consider to be two green casualties, right? Two guys who can struggle, but evac themselves most likely, and then a yellow or an orange casualty, somebody who is not going to be dying immediately or very quickly, but cannot evac themselves. So they're yellow cas.
Again, no complaints, no problems. They're fucking solid, real brothers.
So yeah, you're constantly aware of everything, and it's pure instincts. It's your training and instincts. So when people say they don't want to train, like, no one's above training, because these are the things that are going to matter when it comes to it. 100%.
Muscle memory. Definitely.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Discipline. They're the things. This is the things that we have. We don't want to get up at fucking 5 a.m. and go for a run or a march. We don't want to do dry drills. It's fucking full of snow and -5 out there, but we do it because, like Grizzly said, it's discipline. Because when that moment comes, when that first round goes down, when that drone nearly hits you, your brain switches off. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are, your brain switches off and you go into autopilot. And that's when that muscle memory of discipline, and it just takes over, and it really does. And all guys say the same thing. All guys that's ever been in that situation all say the same thing. And you don't think it till after, do you? It's fucking crazy.
And without discipline, how can you go from being on the battlefield to going back on position again and again and again, just doing what you need to do?
100%. So then we're me and my 2AC are in the blindage, or foxhole, and we're deciding on how we're going to evacuate him. The rule is you don't risk 4 guys to save 1 guy. We're in a real shit situation right now. It's come over the radio. Danger's still close, which means they're obviously hearing and intercepting radio calls. They know that we're in this tree line and they're anticipating for us to move.
Artillery. Yeah, it's hitting right. Yeah, it's hitting right up there.
Everybody take cover! Is Geordie in cover?
It's obvious, like, you know, they know that we need to move this casualty. So they're just going to wait for us to cross across this fucking 450 meter fucking opening. And it's the worst possible situation to be in as to make that decision as a commander. What is it do we do? But he's our brother. So me and my 2IC was coming up with fucking retarded ways of how me and him could do it. One of the ways was we're firemen's lift him, and I was like, bro, we'll collapse after 100 meters. Because of the fear and everything else, we just want them to know to do it. So I kept going to the blindage and saying, like, what's his status? How is he? Yep, we've stopped the bleed. He's stable. He was telling me everything was okay. Just please keep him responsive. Please keep speaking with him.
Yeah, okay? I got you. I'll stay here. Keep working.
So at this point, we had a little bit of time.
I'll tell you what, man. On like very small operations, not very dangerous areas, like further back from zero, or I've been like the team lead of, like, you know, a couple of guys, and even just that is a lot of responsibility because if you make the wrong call to uh, the time to hit Xville, right? The time to cross this opening. You make the wrong call to go this way instead of this way, and there's actually mines on this route. There's so much responsibility. So, and that's such a small scale, right? Being in this position, the team leader, and he's commanding 3 different fire teams, it sounds like. He's already got 1 KIA, multiple casualties. I'm not jealous of that position. And that's why they say they use phrases like heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like the leader is, it's all cool, right? Everybody wants to be the leader until it comes down to making the really hard calls and the tough decisions and wearing that responsibility on your shoulders.
He looked okay. So I'm now in communication with the command. We're on the Starlink, so I'm speaking on signal. We're having conversations. My commander is now getting support for us in this tree line. The main focus for us was to get him across the opening. At this point, it was the shittiest situation I've ever been in. And then we've decided we'll wait for the situation to go quiet. The commander told me that he's predicted real heavy rain in the next couple of hours. Just stabilize him. When the heavy rain comes, it really stops the drones. So then we can use the opportunity to then maneuver across. And then the medic comes in, like in a bad way, saying that he can't stop the bleed. And I was like, what the fuck? You told me you stopped it. Now this has probably been now about getting close to 2 hours that we've been here now, and I'm like, what the fuck? And we've gone down, and I can just see him. He's the color was like a grayish kind of color, and he was in a bad way. And he then told me that he's given morphine, and I was just like, and I couldn't even deal with this situation right now. All I was focused on was how are we going to move him. So I said to a couple of guys, right, you're gonna have to come with us, and the Ukrainians offered to help us as well. The other guys were shell-shocked and just not up to the task of doing it. But the guys stepped up. My top guys stepped up to come and help us do it. We then manoeuvred the body across. I say body, he's a fat cunt. We manoeuvred Fat Boy across. He weighed heavy as fuck, and it was started to rain now as well. So all the ground was fucking wet. But we got across, and the Ukrainians came running out of the tree line up there. No plate carriers, no helmets. They didn't give a fuck, and they helped us pull us out of it. It was like a ditch, 45-degree angle, and they took over and got them across the last 100 meters. And I was like, solid. We then get into the tree line.
Hold on, I gotta share, because that just reminds me of multiple stories, but I'll just share one. We had a very first mission, and I wasn't on this mission. It was our first assault team. Was on this mission, and their combat medic became the casualty in that mission. Took shrapnel into his side, which ended up going up into his spine. Bad situation. Shout out to Kansas if you're watching, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. He was just so fucking tough about it. And this is after they already assaulted a position, killed the Russians, took the area, and cleared it. So he takes shrapnel, and they have to evac Kansas back multiple kilometers. We're not talking 1 or 2. We're talking like 7 to 10 kilometers back with a casualty. And just like Blue says here, there was Ukrainians popping out of different foxholes and positions as the guys were carrying Kansas back. Ukrainians popping out, just saying, "Hey, I got it," and they're like tapping our guys out and like taking the part of the stretcher, and they're carrying Kansas out. And it gives me chills talking about it, dude. At one point, our guys were so gassed, the Ukrainian, and there was a minefield up ahead. 2 of these Ukrainians came out, Azov guys. 2 of these Ukrainian guys came out and helped carry Kansas through this fucking minefield. Just because out there you're all brothers, right? And they're so grateful. The Ukrainian soldiers are so grateful to foreigners who leave their homes to come here to fight, dude. They literally go so far out of their way and risk their lives to help when they know foreigners are in danger. So it's just really cool. I mean, one reason I've gone back and done more operations after I've told myself, okay, that was the last one. Then you go on another one. You're like, okay, that was the last one. Then you go on another one. It's because of that brotherhood of not only with your guys, but also with the other Ukrainian units out that are out there that you always end up interacting with and working with while you're on mission. It's just, there's nothing like that bond.
Where our medics was waiting for him. And then when we get in that tree line, we're trying to maneuver him, and I'm like, stop. He's still bleeding, and the medic's fucking shouting. I said, just stop the fucking bleed. Because they was telling me they couldn't stop it because his legs have swelled up too much. But the medic put a tourniquet closer down to the wound, and it stopped it immediately.
Oh,
but at this point, it looked like he wasn't going to make it. And my 2IC was like that. With everything that they've just been through, massive firefight, the build up to it, now this, I could see he was burned out. So he just stopped where we was, and I carried on with our brother. And he was grey, and you could see there's a point where the casualty just about goes into hypothermia, and when he goes into that, you can't really pull him back. You can't stabilize.
So this is now definitely a red casualty. This went from a yellow to a red, and usually that happens pretty quickly. And it sounds like he's in he's in hemorrhagic shock, right? When you lose too much blood to where your body is starting to shut down other organs to hemorrhage and pull blood to the more important organs like the heart and the brain. It sounds like he's probably in that region because hemorrhagic shock, one of the late signs of its hypothermia.
After that, and he was right on that point. So we're now carrying him down, but the whole time, the only way we can describe it, I'm like fucking Donkey from Shrek and Donkey, just talking shit to him the whole way down to try to keep his mind focused. And I kept calling him a pussy and telling him to suck it up. We're from the same regiment back in the UK. I was telling him light infantry ain't fucking pussies, liven up. It's quite funny. I like laugh to it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. So at that particular point, they're telling me to reach them on signal. So I've now got to find a blendage to go and speak to the command on signal. This will be to do with the exfil. So at this point, we take him to the CCP blendage that we had, and I left the medics to do their job. I've now gone forward, find a signal, Starlink to use signal, and I'm speaking on signal. Everything's okay. You've got your main priority now is your team. We're not going to leave the KI.
Yeah, he's referring to the app Signal, by the way, the actual app, the messaging app Signal. It's so crazy, but this is literally one of the best ways to communicate with the guys out there is an app on your phone, because there's so many jammers out there. There's so many your standard comms with radios just works maybe 30% of the time, 30 to 40% of the time. And it seems like without fail, when shit hits the fan, all comms shits, right? So I've been in multiple situations where we're so fucking pinned down. We're actually in like underground in a bunker, can't move. You're underground, so you can't get radio signal, and you don't have a spider antenna, up on top because you just had to sprint into that bunker. And they have a Starlink in there. You're able to connect to your Signal app with your phone, your operational phone, and message your commanders through this app while you're underground in a bunker taking fire.
Hey there, we're going to have to come back for him, but let's get the whole team off, let's regroup. It was the best decision to make from the command. So I just said, okay, no problem. I said that he's not in a good way. And then at that point, when I've gone back, he was back to normal. It was like, I can't describe it. He was just back to normal. He was literally this close to dying, and then he's back to normal, and he's in speaking his fucking Geordie accent. But I made a joke to him when I got in there because they've chopped his trousers down, and he's got a fucking dick on him like that. And when I've gone in there, I said, fuck me, Geordie. I said, I can see where all the blood's come from. And he started laughing. And then I tried to get him out of, because we've got to get him to the exfil spot immediately, which is about 2 kilometers away from where we was. We've already walked about fucking 5. And like I say, this particular bit of everything was the hardest thing Out of the whole thing I've done in this country, everything I've done, this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
This is a perfect place to end it. You guys are gonna hate me for that. I'm sorry, but I don't want to make this video too long. I still want to edit this and then get it up tonight. So again, go check out. Make sure you're sub to Athena page and DIU Legion. Also, check them out on Instagram. They are a very, very solid team, and it's one of the few teams I'm currently recommending for foreigners to join if they're looking for direct action. Please like, share, subscribe also to this channel. Help us blow this channel up. The more views and eyes we can get on this channel, hopefully, the more we can support foreigners, support Ukrainian units, just get more eyes on this ongoing war out here in Ukraine. So, thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for putting up with this fucking monster on my eyeball the whole video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.